Amber Heard, this is brand new, of course. Literally, she just gets off lucky. I know Johnny Depp did this case to, I know he did this to clear his name, and I think it was a good thing he did, and I think it cleared his name. He should be getting those movie roles coming in. Amber Heard supposedly is getting knocked off of the next Aquaman movie, and they're doing reshoots, and she may not be able to find any work. And hey, you know what? That's a good thing. Like I think that's a good thing. But she's still getting off lucky, and she's still basically saying that she's innocent. She didn't do anything wrong, which of course you know she was going to. But instead of holding her feet to the fire and making her pay off 15 mil, Johnny Depp's letting her get off for a cool $1 million. And I think that's a mistake. I think if someone's going to wrong you, if someone's going to try to ruin your life, if someone's going to trash you, you should put them in the dirt. Kick dirt over them. Make sure that everybody sees what can happen to somebody that lies and defames you and drags your name through the mud. Well, you should at least be dragging her paycheck or her bank accounts through the mud. And maybe that's petty of me, but I don't care. You know, these people that make false accusations against guys, I think they should be sentenced for as long as the guy would have gotten had they been found guilty. 15 years, 20 years for a fake accusation, because they say, well, we worry that they won't come forward. Hey, if they're not lying. But and there's actually a story I'm going to do over here for locals about the NFL punter that supposedly went to a party hooked up with a girl that was 17. He didn't know. Then she blamed him for some bad stuff, and they did a huge investigation and found out she was lying. Shocking. All right, Amber Heard. Oh, before I jump into this, let me remind you guys, I'm investigating a product line. Here's some of the kind of looks I'm thinking about. Whether you want something simple like a sports logo, something that's a little bit more modern, this will come in various colors. Obviously, white. White doesn't make for a good ball cap because if you sweat, it stains it. But I'll have it there if you want, and maybe some other merch like that. So I'm investigating that stuff. I'm looking into it. I've ordered them, and they're being shipped to me. I've spent like $400 of my own money for merchandise that I want to have made for me, so I can get samples of it, make sure it's good quality before I put it up for sale, because that's how I roll. So I came across this tweet, and I responded to it. But this is what Amber Heard posted. She said, after a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. It's important for me to say that I never chose this. Let me just pause there. Yes, you did. You lied about him, and then you took it public. This was 100% your choice to happen. Just saying. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. The vilification I faced under social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Now I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. I've made no admission. This is not an act of concession. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. Well, of course, you can continue to talk about it, but based on the Twitter trends of like 99.99% of people believing you're a liar, then, and the devil sent $1. Thank you, man. He says, my truth. Exactly. So here's my tweet. I'll zoom it up so you can read it. I said, small detail, but notice she defended my truth and not the truth. Her truth was found to be very different from the truth by a jury. So exactly. But she's going to get let off the hook. From the Daily Mail, Amber Heard agrees to pay JD $1 million. Actress says, I never chose this and tells fans my life as I knew it. I already read that. Heard's insurance company will pay Depp $1 million to put an end to the case. So what does that mean? Out of her pocket, she's paying $0. Great accountability for a woman that dragged this guy's name through the dirt. Now, again, this wasn't about the money for Johnny. This was about getting his name cleared, being able to get himself kind of vindicated. And I think he's done that. So for him, it's a win. I get that. But the fact that somebody can do this to you and pretty much walks away without, she had to pay her lawyers. Maybe that was 1 million. She didn't get very good representation for her money. But the fact that it's her insurance company that's paying the million means she's not even paying anything. Agent Mulder's at $1. Thank you, sir. More tip than she will pay. Yeah, exactly. Agent Mulder for $1 tip just gave me more money than Amber Heard's going to have to pay Johnny Depp directly out of her own pocket. Doesn't that just kind of blow you away? No accountability. And this is one of the things that it makes me so angry against government, against politicians, against the oligarchy, against the haves, against journalists, against corporate media. No one pays any penalties for doing wrong. During 2008, the banks took risky gambles on the mortgage market. They failed. They dragged the whole economy under. They put businesses out. They hurt Americans. It was a global problem. They hurt everybody. What happened? Government went, here you go, and just bailed them out. Who paid for that? We did, our taxes. I think that's my biggest problem with society today and everything that's going on is there's no accountability for anyone. And quite frankly, it just pisses me off. JD, have finally settled their defamation claims against each other, putting an end to the most bitter Hollywood divorce in modern times. If the pair's lawyers have thrashed out a deal, which will see Heard's insurance company pay Depp $1 million. But in an important victory for the actress, because we have to give her a victory out of all this, there are no restrictions about what she can talk about in regard to the case, and she has accepted no guilt. Now, I get that because if you say, hey, we're going to put a gag against her, she can turn around and say, well, I talk about it, but they don't want me to talk about it, and they're silencing a woman's voice, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they don't want to do that, and they're fine with her talking about it because all they say is, hey, court determined in our favor. You're lying, and the court says so. They say the pair have been locked in a bitter legal battle. We know this. Courtroom in London found in her favor, but a second in Fairfax, Virginia this year came out on Depp's side. If you heard the court case from London, it was a joke. They didn't allow half of his evidence, and basically she just told her story, and they're like, oh, well, she's innocent. The actress, 36, was ordered to pay $10 million in compensatory damages, and $5 million later reduced to $365,000 in punitive damage, and that was reduced because that was the max allowable by the court. Following the 6-week case, while Depp 59 was told to give her $2 million for the same courtroom after Heard countersued for defamation. I hope he doesn't have to pay her the $2 million and she's only paying him $1 million. That would be like the worst deal ever, because then he'd be down $1 million. The pair's legal teams have been locked in discussions to avoid the pain of a bruising third trial after Heard filed an appeal. I get that maybe Depp was like, you know what, let's just settle this. I'm done dealing with this. I don't want to go back to court. I want to move on with my life. Keeps saying she wants to move on with her life, but she's the one that keeps filing all these claims against him, and he has to defend himself. So I get it. I get why he's doing this. I don't blame the guy. He doesn't need the money, but it'd be nice for once if these nutsos were held accountable for their bad actions. She's now looking forward to moving on with her life as she planned to do 6 years ago. Well, I guess she shouldn't have wasted her time suing him then, huh? She wants to put this unfortunate episode behind her. If she did, then why did she file another lawsuit to keep it going? Do you see the doublespeak here? Do you see the lie? I want this to be over. Oh, I lost? I'm going to sue him again and drag this out some more. Thought you wanted it to be over. Thought you just wanted your voice to be heard. Nope, it was all about the money. In a bombshell statement posted on Instagram, I heard she said, my life as I knew it was destroyed. Yeah, your fault. She's lost all faith in getting justice in American legal system. Well, of course, because you lost. But it was a jury. It was 12 people, and they found unanimously against you. It had to be unanimous, and that's what they got. And I don't remember if there were 12 or 7. I forget. I've watched quite a few court cases. I think maybe there was only 7 people that actually finally voted on this, but they were all like, yep, she's guilty. And she claims that he won because of a vote for popularity and power over reason and due process. Now, you ran him through the system. He won. She already sold her LA home to fund the legal action, but I'm sure that was bought for her anyway. She didn't want to risk even losing it even more. The settlement means her home insurance company will take on the payment. I make this decision having lost faith in the American legal system. You and me both, sister, but for different reasons. Trust me on that. Where my unprotected testimony served as entertainment and social media fodder. That's because you're a big fat liar. And then here's her statement. And I read part of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing because who cares? Lies, lies, and more lies. And they rewrite here what she wrote up above. She says, time is precious, and I want to spend my time productively and purposefully. But she was going to turn around and sue him again. And you know what? Johnny Depp, he cleared his name. He's going to put out his own statement imminently. He's attempting to restart his career. It's clear the ongoing litigation has had a huge effect on it, including the actor being fired from the Fantastic Beasts franchise after the London court case. Earlier this month, when his name was on a long list of music which could be Brit Award winners, there were reports that female musicians would boycott the event, even if he was on the short list. So again, you notice that even when they lose a legal battle, that's not good enough. They're still going to complain, oh, woe is me. And of course, we know this is what women do. And let's be fair, a lot of rich men, they get caught up in this stuff do too. But the fact that they can't move on for it, and now they're initiating, they say it last month, an influential open letter campaign involving more than 200 campaigners and organizations hit out the ongoing attacks on AH. They're saying much of this harassment was fueled by disinformation, misogyny, biphobia, and monetized social media events. See, again, no accountability. No, they just will not. There's no point that women will take accountability. As a matter of fact, I posted something about that. I made a post the other day about this. Let me see if I can find it. It was just a couple days ago. Here it is right here. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, follow me at Bachelor Joker. That's where I post my memes and my snarky stuff on Twitter all day long. So if you are on Twitter, follow me at Bachelor Joker. Well, this is what I posted. Women, when they have to admit they were wrong and apologize. It's like heart attack, asthma, passed out, hospital. No accountability. They don't care. So Amber gets a pass. They all get to move on with their lives because she was going to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out and just be a complete pain in the ass. And Johnny's like, you know what? Let's just settle this. I want to move on with my life. I don't care about the money. She gets away with punishment. Nothing new to see here, of course.